Greetings, YouTube. Today we're looking at Deadly Kingdom, the book of dangerous animals. And there's a feline predator on their back. There's a feline predator in my window. Ah! Not overly dangerous, but this is a fascinating book, both as of interest to me, both as a person that loves nonfiction and biology, but also as a gamer, because this really brought to mind how dangerous animals can be, and I think that's really underplayed in most games, regardless of the genre. Fantasy, science fiction, post-apocalyptics, Wild West, they are really undervalued for their capacity to terrorize and be a credible threat at almost any level of a campaign. Okay, so the chapters are broken into the carnivores, aquatic dangers, the reptiles and birds, the arthropods and worms, other mammals. And under carnivores, we have wolves, dogs, and their kin, the bears, the cats, the hyenas, other carnivores. Um, and I have no idea why I'm having a difficult time with carnivores, but somehow it just doesn't want to roll off my tongue. Uh, some of these were not a shock to me. The bears and the big cats, I got that they are dangerous. I didn't grasp quite how dangerous. For example, I didn't realize that leopards are as much of a threat as they are in the real world. They give an example here of two guys in the city in India in a dark room, essentially smoking a bone and just chatting at night. And one friend goes to hand his other friend the pipe, and his friend doesn't take it. And that's when his friend notices a motion and sees a leopard carrying his friend's corpse out of the room. Never heard a thing. Arms reach away. Nothing. That's terrorizing. As far as the hyenas, I always knew that hyenas were not pure scavengers, but I didn't realize that they were as efficient hunters as they are, and how they are utterly fearless around humans. And it appears that one of the African cultures, and I don't know if this is still true, but at one time at least, they were using hyenas as corpse disposal. So they would leave that dead out to be consumed, because hyenas will eat everything, with the exception, I think, of teeth. Everything else is they will consume. Maybe not a great idea to let hyenas get used to the taste of humans, because that has come back to literally bite people. They're terrorizing. They give one example of some guy who was asleep and a hyena just walked by and ripped his jaw off and kept going. Just and just kept right on walking without breaking a stride. That's scary. We have aquatic dangers, the sharks, of course, the bony fish, the whales, and assorted other aquatic dangers, including things like sea jellies and I think they cover sea snakes in this and not the next chapter. I'm not positive, but yeah, the aquatic dangers, because everybody thinks of sharks, but also rays are dangerous. And the whales are dangerous, sometimes because they will actually go after humans, particularly the killer whale, but because they also sometimes will just be annoyed by humans, or can destroy a boat because the boat bumps into them, or they could be playful and pull someone down 100 feet below water and then let them go. You may not live through that, depending on what kind of breathing apparatus you have at the moment. And of course, whales in captivity are dangerous. There was one case where a trainer at like a SeaWorld type place fell into a whale tank inadvertently, and the whales apparently thought she was a toy. And it took 2 hours before they were able to get her body back. as they just played with it. Yeah, also the bears and the cats and such that have, and the wolves that have been kept in captivity, they kill a lot of people. They're very dangerous. They should not be kept as pets. No, 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 don't keep those as pets. Um, the snakes, crocodiles, and lizards and birds I found interesting. We kind of expected like the crocodiles and the alligators to be dangerous, and the snake section was just how many people have died from snake bites. It was, I didn't know, I never really thought about it because I don't live in a place where there's that many poisonous, rather venomous snakes. I keep forgetting poisonous is what you eat, venomous is what bites you. Um, but like I live in New Hampshire, there's like water moccasins and rattlesnakes, cottonmouths. That's about it. I mean, water moccasins and cottonmouths are essentially the same thing as far as I'm concerned. Um, but that's it. They're not hard to avoid. I've encountered them. I did not get bitten. I did not die. And let's be honest, if you do get bitten, you don't panic, you're probably going to survive. Okay? But some of the snakes in the world, even if you don't panic, you're going to die. So that was kind of terrifying. Then we get into the section that probably disturbed me the most was the arthropods and the worms, and particularly the worms. The worms are frigging creepy. Really creepy. Worms inside you. That's terrifying. But yeah, the insects themselves can also be very dangerous. You know, from individual insects and spiders that can bite you and cause you great pain and suffering, to the ones that swarm you in the case of like fire ants or different kinds of bees and hornets and things like that. You know, an individual may not do you much harm unless you have some kind of an allergy, but when they get many of them, they will hunt you, and that's just terrifying. You may not get away. You may not have any place to go. And then we get into other mammals, the hoofed mammals, the elephants, the rodents, the bats, miscellaneous of minor mammal dangers, monkeys, apes, and their kin, including us. Yes, we are the most dangerous to our fellow man. Not a real shocker there. But people like keeping monkeys and apes as pets, that's I can't fathom why anyone would want to keep a bonobo or a chimp as a pet. Interestingly, the orangutans, the orangs, have grabbed people, but they very rarely ever harm them severely. They like have an orang has like grabbed a keeper and like dragged them around a pen, but not really harmed them. So it's kind of a very rough and tumble play, but they could because they're stronger than the chimps are. But chimps are amazingly strong. When you see chimps in films, you're almost always looking at adolescent females. You're not looking at adults. Because an adult male chimp, a 160-pound male chimp, can move an 1,800-pound object. He can quite literally tear your limb off. There have been many cases where they have just ripped off ears, eyes, nose, lips, genitals in the case of men, bitten off fingers, and the human is just not built to defend themselves against an angry chimp. You just aren't. They are so much more muscular than we are. There's like no body fat on those folks, on the chimps, which is one of the reasons they can't swim, because essentially there's no body fat on them. If you see a fat chimp, that's an aberration. But they're also talking about the bats, mostly like from the things that they can give you, you know, from like rabies and hemophilia, or essentially blood loss from like vampire bats, things like that. The rodents, and again, most of that's what they can give you as far as the diseases they carry on their parasites. Not a lot of rodents are going to kill a healthy adult, but they have gone after elderly people and children, and it has happened. And elephants are dangerous. I mean, even if they're not intentionally harming, they can kill just incidentally. They can just smack someone because they move and break them. But there have been many cases where elephants which are very intelligent and have very complex social lives, find themselves frustrated because they're not able to interact with other elephants the way they want to because they're in captivity, killing handlers. They give one example where a handler in front of an entire crowd of people was knocked to the ground, and the elephant just put its foot on the handler's head and went pop. That's scary. I also know of one case where an elephant defecated on someone and suffocated them with their feces, which may be worse than having your head popped. I'm not sure. At least you're not aspirating feces as you die. Of course, the hoofed animals, for both domesticated and wild, are very dangerous. Hunters have been killed going after just white-tailed deer in the United States because they can kill you with a kick. They're dangerous. And of course, then you've got like donkeys and horses. They can kick with a gun, and of course, cattle kill far more people than like most predators in the United States do because there's so many more of them and they're around people so much more. And they're still, they're still complex creatures that can be frustrated, and if they're mistreated or malnourished or diseased, they're not going to be behaving in a normal, healthy way, and they could very well kill us. So if you're looking to throw animals into a game and really use them for their full potential, read this book. And if you just like biology and really want to be squicked out and scared quite a bit, Deadly Kingdom, the Book of Dangerous Animals, is going to be something you're really going to want to read. I really enjoyed this, even if it was uncomfortable at times. It was depressing because the book talks about killing people, chapter after chapter after chapter. It's not a cheery book. So when you're done with it, go read something that's a lot more pleasant. You'll appreciate that. So there you go, folks. This is a great book. I really enjoyed it, and I may hunt down more of Gordon Grice's work and see what else he's written.